Now, if you're looking to embark on a journey of self-discovery through the arts this summer, then our guest co-host is here to help. So let's welcome to the DXB Today sofa a confidence lab expert and a specialist, Jesika Menon.
Thank you, guys.
Jessica, thank you so much for being here. Now, I assume it does what it says on the tin, the Confidence Lab. You have formed a laboratory to really guide confidence into children. Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. I think the fiber of our being knows what it means to feel calm and comfortable in our own skin, and it reflects our confidence in being who we are, and that's exactly what we specialize in.
Wonderful. So what made you want to start something like this?
So, well, the journey started many years ago when I myself started doing theatre and drama when I was 5 years old. And the journey continued, and it allowed me to understand myself, the world I live in, and the people around, and allowed me and the people around to understand what they want to do in life, why do they want to do it. And long story short, 15 years ago, my partner and I decided to launch our own creative space where children, teenagers and adults can feel comfortable to voice their confusions, to learn skills, to hone their self-belief through the creative arts. And here we are, 15 years hence.
What effect does it have going into the arts for confidence boosting? Or I actually did a workshop where we were learning to do theatre therapy to help Syrian refugees. What is it about it? Because I remember we were doing it. It was not really my field. I thought it was quite silly. And then I loved it. Is the silliness what helps? Is it that rejection therapy of being in a vulnerable position and being like, oh, actually, it's okay?
Well, I do like the word silly, is because I think we associate being silly with just childhood.
Yeah.
And in fact, all our childhoods, most of our childhoods, are the ones where we laugh the loudest. And I think exactly like that, theatre, acting, art, it allows us to play. And when we are playing, we are truly discovering elements of who we are, what excites us, what is it that stimulates us, what is it that we are afraid of, taking a risk. And when we are in a situation where, especially with acting, we are put together with different people to develop trust, to develop collaboration, and most importantly, exchange ideas and concepts, knowing that you've got my back as my co-actor, I think it innately works on our balance of emotional, social, and creative skills. And that's why I imagine that the outcome is absolutely therapeutic.
Jessica, I'm really interested to know that at the Confidence Lab, you are doing a device-free summer program. So why do you think it's so important to go like digi-free and not be on our phones, especially for like the younger people? Like,
well, we know that summer, naturally children and families have more time, and in our daily lives, not in the summer, we're already so plugged in. We are plugged into information, into content, into entertainment, which is fantastic because what technology provides us and the lifestyle it provides is fantastic. It elevates it. But I think it's important in the summertime, with more time at hand, it's important to strike a balance between our organic lives and our digital lives. It's important to, yes, play on the iPad and watch your favorite movies and yes, go gaming, but it's also important to develop a balance of being unplugged, device-free, saying, hey, I've got free time now. What do I do? Maybe garden, maybe do a bit of writing. Interact, most importantly. Make new friends. Because that relationship building at a young age is a making of our society. It's a making of the people who are going to be living in the society and making changes and doing what they love.
I love it. So run me through a day and a course, what happens there at the actual lab. I mean, because what Farish was saying is true. You do feel silly at times, and you have to really just come out of your skin. And that's what acting does, as you said.
Show me a tree, Lane. Be a tree.
This is what I'm saying. Like a tree could be whatever. It could be still. You could be like that, and then
waving in the wind.
The waving in the wind, like the leaves falling. This is what acting is. You know what I mean? Like the whole world is a stage, and we are merely just playing.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Exactly. And I also think it allows you to use our bodies in different ways, you know. We are most of the time sitting down, or either in school or at home or back in the car seat. But when you get up and you see your body contort in ways where you're suddenly holding somebody forward, or you're helping or leaning, I think it's wonderful to see the possibilities. Elaine, you asked me about what a typical day, especially in the summer, would be. Our Unplug summer program starts with a whole load of kids coming in, and they started with a warm-up, and they started with literally waking up their bodies, waking up their voices, playing for the first 15-20 minutes, and then having a discussion about or a role play about digital well-being. So they do role plays about, hey, you're having a meal and maybe your parents on the phone, and so how would that feel? So one becomes a mama, the dada, and one of the children, and then they perform it, and then they're like, oh, when we don't talk, they don't get to know who I played with, or and through such involving scenarios and short plays, they get to take home a lesson through play. And another aspect of the digital well-being and creative expression is where we play award-winning games, and we play board games where they take a stimuli. Let's say, for example, they are learning Scrabble, you know, they're learning word building, and they will take that they'll take the board, the words on the board, and they'll make a little short story. They'll write a short story inspired by the words that are developed on the board. They will probably take those characters and the story, and they'll enact it. They might design their own pieces of Scrabble, you know. So it's really about integrated learning, where there is conversation, there's real play, where it's not necessarily performative that, hey, I need to look a particular way, I need to be seen a particular way, but I'm exploring, and through the journey of learning tools and techniques, that's where the magic is, where emotional bonds are made.
Yeah, because it doesn't necessarily have to be acting per se. Yeah. You can do script writing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's
Jesika, you mentioned there like performative.
Yes.
Like I know we were talking a little bit about it before.
Right.
Obviously now, like the young generation, they're very much into like social media apps where you're dancing, you're performing all the time. And you know, the young children that I see like on a daily basis, they always seem to be in this performative state where, you know, they're doing the TikTok videos, but then they carry that on like throughout the day. How do you help children like kind of find that balance to unwind, disconnect, and also sometimes even be bored? I mean, I'm sure when we were kids, there's nothing wrong with being bored. The amount of time we used to go to my mum, I'm bored. We'll go out and figure something out, play, make your own games. You know, how do you kind of implement and kind of work with that balance with, you know, in harmony with having like apps, mobile phone, etc., and then going out and playing?
Yeah, I think the downtime is very important.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, when a child finishes an activity or a class, they come back home and they're usually traveling back with their parents in the car seat, but they're oftentimes plugged into this device of still receiving a lot of content. When is it that they actually process the content? And I think some good ways and tips that they can do is actually wonder. You know, wonder, like, yes, you saw something great, let's put it away and wonder, because I think the magic in wondering is a sparking of curiosity of, why is this happening? Why is this particular sofa this particular color? Who may have designed it, or could I have done something different with it? And in the aspects of being bored or the downtime, the possibilities of where the brain can go and where thereby imagination can grow is infinite. When children are given a blank sheet of paper, whether it is to write, to do script writing, or to sketch something, it oftentimes scares them, because they're like, oh my God, it's not, I don't have to produce something that has got its limitations. I have a blank sheet of paper, what do I do now? And most of the time, and we've seen this so often, where the child freezes, or the group of children freezes, they're like, I don't know what to do.
Ask
like,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, there we go. I asked ChatGPT. I'm like, but there are no devices here. So I'm like, what do you feel like today? One of my favorite questions is, so what color do you feel like today? You know, or let's say, for example, what's your internal weather like today? You know, I feel very sunny, and sometimes, I feel rather cloudy. I'm like, you want to tell me why? Or sometimes there's thunder showers. When we start using emotions to narrate the ongoings of our lives, I think it just becomes so much more meaningful.
Definitely.
You know,
definitely.
and in a way that I can connect with you. If I say, hey, I feel sunny tonight, how about you? It opens up a conversation to why not?
Well, thank you, Jesika. You're going to be staying with us throughout the episode, but it was amazing to hear all about the Confidence Lab and giving us your incredible insight on a digi-free summer.